So I recently watched Matrix Resurrections, and boy is it a mixed bag when it comes to quality. It did quite a few things right and had some genuinely good ideas, but for every good idea it had multiple flaws. Some of them minor, granted, but a lot of them were also pretty big. In this video, I want to go over some of the things that it did right, some of the things it did wrong, and how I would fix some of the issues. From this point on, there will be major spoilers for the movie. You have been warned. First things first, the best part of the movie was easily Neil Patrick Harris as the film's villain, the Analyst.
Hello?
Hey, so I'm making a review of Matrix 4. What were your thoughts on Neil Patrick Harris?
I'm gonna be honest, if he was in the movie maybe like 10% more, I'd recommend it to people.
So you think
or
he
at
was
least like significantly stronger than I already do.
So you're saying he's good?
Oh no, he's not just good, he's the best part of the movie.
What was your favorite part about his role in the movie?
So, it's less, I feel like I'm enjoying less like his character and more just Neil Patrick Harris, and not in the sense that like, hey, look, it's the dude from How I Met Your Mother in a Matrix movie. It's more of like the way that he chooses to play the character in certain moments that I feel like only he would do.
What's one of those moments?
Okay, so there's a moment towards like the climax or maybe the midpoint.
Also, yeah, don't worry about spoilers.
Okay. So I was gonna say if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But it's the first time you see him like doing the whole thing where he's slowing down time and like he's moving in regular bullet time. And man, Matrix has always been hard to explain, and that's what people love about it. But anyway, it's where he's basically doing this whole spiel of like, look how weak you are compared to me. Look how slow and powerless you are. I could kill your girlfriend right now, and there's nothing you could do about it. And I feel like any other actor would have chosen to have that be like their big intimidating villain moment. Like that'd be the moment where they're like, oh, I'm gonna do like a Liam Neeson, like it's gonna be, oh, look, you're nothing to me. And instead, Neil Patrick Harris decides to, instead of playing him as an intimidating villain, he decides to play him as a dick.
So you're saying you like Neil Patrick Harris's dick?
Yeah, no, I love his dick. It's great. It's a great dick that he's doing. If you're making a movie, you need some good digging. You gotta get Neil Patrick Harris. There's no other way to do it. If you want to do some good digging, you need NPH, man.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. Another thing in the movie that I really liked was the "Is the Matrix real?" subplot, which was from about the first half of the film. It gave the early movie a good amount of mystery. The movie also handled subtle details really well. A lot of Neo's reflections in the early part of the movie occasionally looked like the balding old man he was revealed later in the film to actually appear as in The Matrix. The best part about this is that the movie doesn't ever point out when it does this, so you feel like the movie's not trying to idiot-proof itself. Another small detail I liked was that it wasn't the original robot villains from the first film who were behind the evil scheme of the movie, but instead, in the robot world, there was an insurrection, so the Matrix was now under new management, which helped not to invalidate the ending of the third film. Now let's talk about some of the problems I had with the movie. We'll start with Bugs. She was just a really bland character, and honestly, that's kind of a damn shame. She had a ton of potential, but they didn't really do anything with her on terms of development. Honestly, the only reason I remember her name was because it was a Looney Tunes joke that the film felt the need to explain. What I would have done to fix the character would be to combine her with the personality of a Neo fanboy that is on her crew, who gets about 3 lines of dialogue. Then she could start the film seeing Neo as sort of a legend that she had to live up to, but as the film goes on, she would begin to see him as more of just a person the same as her. This way, in the story, she would actually have her own character arc. I also want to talk about Mr. Smith's portrayal in the film. While I liked how the film explored his dynamic with Neo, the recast, while I understand why he was recast, or could give an educated guess as to why if I'm wrong, the guy they brought in to play the role just didn't work for that character. He didn't have near the charisma or stage presence of Hugo Weaving, which left him feeling like a generic side villain, and not the big presence that you would expect from a character like Mr. Smith. Another issue I had with the film was the ending, specifically the scene where Trinity and Neo straight up tell the villain, and thus the audience, what they're going to do with the Matrix now that they were in control. This just felt way too obvious to be the end of a Matrix movie. Also, as a side note, that scene at the end where they were both flying through the air and reaching for each other's hands like lovebirds was pretty cringe, not gonna lie. On the subject of Neo and Trinity, I want to talk about how they were revived, which was the big draw of the film. Going into the movie, I expected them to have been more recreated as programs. Maybe in a way that could smoothly segue into further exploring the multiple Neos idea presented in The Matrix Reloaded. Them being quite literally resurrected to fight a brand new enemy just felt like a way to force this new sequel out that honestly didn't need to exist.
Now what? Things have changed, the market's tough. I'm sure you can understand why our beloved parent company, Warner Brothers, has decided to make a sequel to the trilogy.
What?
They informed me they're gonna do it with or without us.
I thought they couldn't do that.
Oh, they can.
Oh. That explains a lot, actually. Warner Brothers wanted to make a new Matrix movie because they wanted the money from the brand recognition, and the Wachowskis had to force one out to meet the demands. I guess that solves it, then. Thank you guys so much for watching my review of The Matrix Resurrections. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you have anything to add? As always, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. I'm always interested in hearing other people's opinions. This is Scar107, signing off.